What's going on, YouTube? Back here at the Patterson Brothers. So today, we're going to be working on Little Red. And what we're going to do is work on the window motor, which is down inside the door panel. So I'll show you what's going on with it. Window rows down as it should. Well, shit. But it doesn't roll back up. Rolls down, doesn't roll back up. So that's what we're going to be fixing. It doesn't seem like too hard of a fix, so I should be able to do it, but we'll see. So first what I'm going to do is go through and find all the little bolts, or little screws that hold it on. There's two there. So one in here, one on top of the control panel, one here, and there should be, if the door will hold itself open. There's one there, also there. So there's three on the bottom side of the door and three up top. There's none on the sides. And then all you gotta do is pop it up and that'll be off. You know, work it around the door handle, the lock button, a couple other things. All right, every single bolt is out of the door. Now it's time for the scary part. So I'm gonna remove everything that's, and I got some shit in the door. All right, so now you gotta push the little lock button down. Here we go. And all I gotta do is pick up. And hopefully it comes off. I don't know if I can try to see if I can film this. But I don't want to break my door panel. So the door panel, as you can see, is not where it's supposed to be. It's gone. It's going. So now all I'm doing right now is working it off that handle. And then I'll have to unplug that little light. And like I said, I'll show you how to push that down. Alright, I got it wiggled to where I can get this down. So what you can do, pick up gently. Turn it. Oh, shit. See if you can't film this. Push it down through. Hole there. I'm having a hell of a time doing this. Don't break anything. Alright, so you can see that that's not good. Alright, got the door panel off, pull this little plastic trash bag back. I don't know why the fuck that's on there. But you can see the door latch. Down in there, that little bolt there, that's part of the window. You can see there's the control arm for the window. So what you gotta do, see that little dent right there and right there? You gotta drill them out. And then you should. And then you gotta make sure your window ain't gonna fall down and shatter everywhere, because then that's just another pain in the ass. So take some string, tie it around here. I'm probably gonna lock it in the little triangle window. That ought to be good enough. And then you pull the motor out. And then I'll show you how to fix it. And then I'm gonna do it to that side over there. And hopefully my windows work and my door shuts properly. But as of now, hasn't been too terribly hard. It's just been a little scary, you know. But we'll see. So after that scary event of drilling the holes through my door, they are done. 1 and 2. I had to do that again. I'm not looking forward to it. That was kind of scary. But it's done. So now there should only be, you can see back in there, there's a bolt there and a bolt up there. Now I'm looking around, you know, get all this shit out of my way. I don't see anything up in there. There's no other holes have to be drilled, thank God. So I think it's only those two. And then it's an 8mm. I just got it on a little drive handle. All you're going to do is undo it. The motor itself is going to fit through this little patch, the little opening there. And all you're going to do is disconnect the wires. And then I'll open it up and I'll see if what I'm thinking is the problem is actually the problem. Just a little update. Got the first one out. Still looking around. I don't think there's one back in there. I think it's only these two. Obviously, you know, these wires and shit are in the way, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. Got a little paper back there so I don't drop the bolts. But yeah, I don't see any other slots. These are for holding that up, which that holds the window up, which I need to get tied up, but not too concerned about it yet. So I don't get one more bolt, and then I don't know how you disconnect the motor from the little lift arm, but you guys will know, so I'm gonna fucking figure it out, hopefully. All right, got the two bolts I could find out. I feel like there should be another one, but I don't see it. There's not one back in there, is there? Oh shit, it might be. I don't think there is. Sorry for the horrible filming here, but I'm using my phone as a magnifying glass. Well, I don't think so. That's not even remotely close to the. Whoa. Not even remotely close to the motor. So I'm just gonna try to wiggle that bitch out and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't drop down in here. If that happens, I'm not gonna be very happy with myself, but we'll see. All right, I found the other one. It's that little gold one down there. I knew there was three, but I forgot where it was. So there it is. Got to move that guy, and then we should be good. So for this, I'm going to use a wrench because I don't feel like drilling a little bit of a hole. This will just take longer than using the drive handle, but be better. So that's about it, and then I'll let you guys know what happens after that. And holy shit, it is out. Nah, I don't quite know how I'm going to get that back in there, but I'm going to try. So now what I'm going to do is I got to undo these, the one, I guess there's only one on this thing. One screw, and I'll see, there should be a little bit like, not really gears, I don't know what to call them though, that are in there that are brittle because they're just plastic and they're, 30 years old now. So hopefully that's what the problem is. The motor still looks in pretty good shape, but I'll let you guys know. I'll open that up right now and I'll see what it looks like. And just in case you were wondering, I never tied it like I thought I was going to, like I said I was going to. So I just stuck a screwdriver. There was a little pre-drilled hole. Stuck it through. It's just prying the window open. It's working pretty good. You see the window's down a little bit, but it didn't seem to affect anything. Now, I don't know how the fuck to get this thing hooked up back to the window. I'm assuming these gears are just going to fall in line with something, I'm hoping. Just can't really see it, but this is all new experience. After I get this one done, I got to do it again over there, which I'm just thrilled to do. All right, so that is the problem. You see all these little orange pieces. So I got the little cap off. Now all you gotta do is see if I can. This should just pop up out of there. See, I'm gonna have to use a screwdriver to pry that thing off. Just gonna get up under it and pry it a little bit. There we go. So that's the gear. So all that yellow stuff goes in between here. See how there's like a little bit of a triangle? And it goes in there and, kind of locks it in so it doesn't keep spinning. But that is exactly what the problem is. And I figured that's what it was. So all you're going to do, is I'm gonna go to like a Menards or some shit. Give myself a little bolt. I'll look around here first, see if I can get a little bolt. Place it down in there. Those little triangle spots, and then it should work again. Just gotta gently clean it out. Yeah, that's what I was hoping the problem was. Although the motor still sounds strong. Just all this shit caked up in there. So this is the white. This is the part that spins, and this is the part that hooks to that window thing I hooked up to that screwdriver. So that just drops down there. When those bolts that I'm gonna put in there hit it, it spins this then. So that's all it broke, luckily. So I'll just get in there with a little bit of like a flathead screwdriver and stuff, get it cleaned out. And then I'll look around, see if I can plop 3 bolts down in there. You can have just 1, but I'm gonna do 3 just so it's super sturdy. Put it all back together. See if I can install it. And then show you if the window works. I'll do it one more time. And truck ought to be good. Alright, so you see I'm still in the parking lot. I got the bolts. I'll show you real quick what we do before I forget to film it. So once again, just pop this little motor out. This little, not motor. Little gear out. Set the bitch off to the side. Pop these little nuts down there. Now these nuts is, this is exactly where that orange plastic shit that I just scooped out of it. You can see a little bit of it still on the sides and everything. That's just where this would have been gone. Somebody online said that was to protect your fingers, or like your arm if it's getting rolled up in the window. So I don't know how true that is. Now it is kind of it is kind of tricky to get this in here because you can see these nuts fall over. Just push it down. Make sure they lay nice and flat, all 3 of them. And see now how that doesn't spin, just a little bit of play? That's perfect. So now those bolts won't go anywhere. You can see if I hold my finger on top of it like you would if I had the cover on it. Shake it up so I say we're going off-road and some shit. Look at that. They're also laying flat. So there's what you can even do is you can put some super glue down in there. And that would just seal them up just that much more, but I'm not gonna, I might do that, I probably won't, just so in case one of them gets sideways and it's still pushing and it cracks the whole motor. So if they're not super glued down, it gives the motor a little bit of a chance maybe to spit it back to where it should be. But we're gonna run that. See, now the interesting part's coming is the install. And I can actually hook this, hold on. Alright, I know where the dinging, but we're gonna see if it cranks. So there it is. Like I said, I don't mind the dinging. It works perfectly. Alright, got that little cover back on. Nothing's moving around with them bolts, and that's completely fine. Solid. Alright. It was successful after a little bit of struggling. It wasn't terribly harsh, just that like the added worry of breaking your own truck but it really wasn't that hard to fix, honestly. But you see, lock still comes out through the door. I would say door panel is even sturdier than what it was before it went on there. This I had a little bit of trouble with, but I think I got it to where it's perfectly set down now. Triangle window still opens and closes. Windows, just to show off my skills one more time. Look at that shit. Oh yeah. So I was contemplating doing that one. I think I'm going to do it. Because like I said, it wasn't truly that difficult. It's just that you don't want to break your own truck, which I don't think I did. This is still pretty sturdy. Which there's a couple, you know, the part that screws in, the part that rests on. Those were already broken before I got here, so I got that screwed in just to where it's kind of clamping on this little mesh part over here, but it's working pretty good. You see, it's a little loose, but it's not. I mean, it's a fucking door panel, you know. It's not like it's a piston. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I mean, my windows work again. Perfect time for the summer. So if I have any troubles with that door, I'll keep you posted. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.